Welcome, Cinco de Mayo. I am Dr. Jaws Imperial. I got MFC in the building. How you doing, MFC?
Salute everybody. Good evening.
Yes, you got to watch your drive. Well, you're not driving tonight, but yeah, you got to watch your driving. I got to watch out for the polices. They out deep. They out deep here, Cinco de Mayo. Oh yeah, the Mexicans be partying. Yes, but we gonna talk about a couple of things tonight. First off, what you was saying about you said that guy got caught, the one that shot up those people, Honduras.
Yeah. Yes.
What,
That
you got his
was
name? You got his name,
yeah.
MF?
Oh sure. That's yeah, his name is Will
Uh-huh.
Francisco. It's Francisco because I wanted to say it correctly. Francisco or Cressa Perez
Oh,
Torres. Had a long name. Okay. And basically what happened was they went hunting for him because they couldn't find him because he left the scene after he did all the shooting and killed 5 people, including a 9-year-old boy.
what happened
Anyway, basically he was outside shooting
in
his
Texas?
gun.
Texas.
This is in Texas, yep, in Cleveland, Texas, and he was shooting his gun outside. And so the neighbor has a 1 month old baby boy, and so the father and some of the people in the house went over to his yard and asked him if he could stop shooting or either take it to the back of the house, because the baby is scaring the baby. So he
Mhm.
told them no. And so the neighbor said, "Well, look, if you don't stop shooting, I'm going to call the cops." So he goes back to his house. So now he's telling everybody go inside. So now the guy comes with the gun to the house, and now I guess it's a AK-47 he brings.
Mm.
And so the wife says, he's not going to shoot a woman, so you guys go inside. He shot her first, and then he shot her 9-year-old son, then went inside and then shot two more females and a male. Um, and the husband, one of the girls that got shot later on, told him to jump out the window because the children that were still there, 2.5-year-old girl and the 1 month old baby boy, would need a father since they just lost their mother. So that's how the father survived.
Wow.
And the guy, when he went in, he did all headshots. Everybody was done with a head, as they say, shot above the neck. So, and then
What?
he escaped. Yes. So he
So,
escaped, and FBI got involved, and they were looking for him. Then it comes out as days go by, this guy has been deported from. He's an illegal immigrant from Mexico, and he has been deported 4 times. Okay,
oh,
so
not
so
three.
they
Oh,
not right 4, and they put out a $80,000 reward for any information that will get him
so
arrested.
his
Okay,
silly butt was still here. He would have been better off going back to where the
they
hell.
found
Where's
him.
he
They
from?
found
Where's he
him
from?
4 days. Yeah, they found him
Where's he
four
from?
days later.
Honduras or Mexico?
He's a Mexican national, and all the
Okay.
people that was in the household that he shot up were Honduras
Yeah. Okay.
nationals. Okay, and they found him only like 4 blocks away when someone hit the it's called the tip line,
No.
because it's $80,000 reward,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
found him.
That
Yeah, they
money.
found him in a closet under the clothes, and they arrested his wife who was abating him,
Oh, okay.
helping, and so now they're both arrested, but he's in jail now for a $7 million bond, so he's not going anywhere.
Let me ask you a question about that. You a female? What would you do if you're you said he was married, right?
They wasn't legally married, but he was with this woman for 12 years,
Common law wife. Okay. What would you
common
do
law.
if that happened? Would you hold down your common law husband, or would you give him up?
I had to give him up. No, I mean, to be honest with you, and the sad part, but see, she was a victim because they said that years ago, like 2 years or so ago, he broke her nose, he broke her ribs, and then when they arrested him, she refused to press charges. So she was abused too.
This was years
And
ago.
they have
Okay.
a kid together.
I could be
They
from
have
my
a
recent. Okay. So
Yeah,
she get the right lawyer. She could beat it. Or if not beat it, get it very low because all she got to say is she was scared of him.
yeah,
No, they have a past history of abuse, so she could
right,
play the she could play the
right.
victim.
But I bet you
Wow.
this time they're not gonna let him. They're not letting him out this time. I
No,
bet
no,
you
no, no. He's not. He's not.
because
But
that
that's
looks
so
so
sad.
bad.
He little kids, man. Wow,
Yes,
I can't get it. I can't get it.
and
That's
the
very sad.
fear, and these people were young. I mean, 21, 18. They were young people that were
Hmm.
killed. You
Yeah,
know,
that's crazy.
and the mother, like I said, she only had a 1 month old baby. So that's you know.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah, but let
but
me play
again,
this. Let me show you something. You think that's crazy? Let me go into this real quick. Mute my mic.
Two teens found dead on an Oklahoma property were having a slumber party with a sex offender's stepdaughter. According to the Okmulgee County Sheriff's Office, authorities were searching for Ivy Webster and Brittany Brewer on Monday on a rural property near the tiny town of Henrietta when they discovered 7 bodies strewn on the ground. Among them were Ivy and Brittany. The Associated Press reports that the bodies of 35-year-old Holly Guess and her teenage children, Riley Elizabeth Allen, Michael James Mayo, and Tiffany Dora Guess were also found. Authorities believe Guess's husband, Jesse McFadden, shot and killed them all before taking his own life. The Oklahoma reports that Ivy and Tiffany had been friends for years and lived about a mile away from each other. Ivy's mother, Ashley Webster, reportedly said that the teens had sleepovers at the property many times before. She told News Nation that she and her husband knew McFadden and Holly because their children were friends, and added that they communicated for pickup and drop off arrangements. However, they were not otherwise friendly with them. The
Fair
Websters
usage.
also said that they were not aware that McFadden was a convicted sex offender who had recently been released from prison. They also did not know that McFadden was due in court for child pornography charges on Monday. Despite having a feeling that McFadden was a little weird, the parents felt comfortable with him and had no suspicions of malicious intent. Ivy's father said that Holly never mentioned anything about her husband's past and should have said something. KFOR reported that Ivy was supposed to sleep over at Tiffany's house on Saturday night and return home by 5 p.m. on Sunday. When she didn't come home, her parents filed a missing persons report. Nathan Brewer, Brittany's father, also filed a report for his daughter. According to the outlet, Nathan learned about his daughter from the Websters.
All right, girl, it's time for.
Crazy or what?
wow.
Mhm. Yep.
Oh man,
I
that's
know
gonna have a
you.
lot of people rethinking
Summer parties about to get done. Yeah, that,
Wow.
and not to mention, I also saw with that story, MFC, that supposedly the wife didn't know, and I guess he told her it was a misunderstanding, so he got another girl to lie and say that she was the victim from the original case that he had. This is the husband, the
Right.
one who killed himself along with the
Right.
kids, and like, damn, but
Oh wow.
so it was definitely, but I've also seen video where the grandparents went to the house and they left the computers there. They had, I guess he had chains, like he chained to the floor, because they're trying to claim that the wife didn't know. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? So this kind of little hazy. Like, how you don't, or maybe they just was into some wild sex, you know.
Wow, that's a shame.
But
And
yo,
these
yeah,
these kids, I mean, as a parent, you let your kids go sleep over at a friend's house that you think is
I
safe,
know, yeah. Mm.
and
But that's happened a lot, though. No, a lot of sexual assault cases happen when people spending a night over, and it's not just the parents. It could be a brother. I mean, it could be even a sister. I know a
right, or
male
a visiting relative, something.
molested. No, he
Yeah.
wasn't a relative. He was sleeping over a friend's house, and the sister, who was older, wound up molesting him. Yeah, when he told me that, I was like, whoa. So things happen
Wow, that's a
on
shame.
all angles. That's why you have to really, especially now with social media, I think you really. But in a case like this, MFC, it really wouldn't. Not that it wouldn't have helped, but it's kind of like they was ambushed, meaning those two girls.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure if the parents had previous knowledge of the father, then they wouldn't have let the
Oh yeah,
girls
oh
spend
yeah.
their daughters spend the night. You
Yeah, but
know.
it could be. There's a rapper that's locked up, right? His name is shit. It passes me right now. Anyway, he's from Texas, and he got like 40 years for a case, something like that.
Yeah.
He was I guess his daughter had some people spending a night, and supposedly he molested the little girl, and they're saying it was a setup because I guess him and the father used to be business partners at one time, so something didn't jive. So yeah, with those type of cases, but like they said, key I think people are missing. He had court Monday for another additional case. I think he had pornography on the phone or something like that. So he probably was at that breaking point where, he knew he would go back to jail, and
Yeah.
But to do that, like I would, to go on a run or something like that. You don't need to kill innocent victims, but those people are crazy from the beginning. So
yeah, and then we're looking at the scenario with open minds. That person that has mental illness or whatever, they're looking at it, and they have their own reality.
true.
Their own reality. So it's we could see why there's no logic to it, but to that person, that's that norm.
Keep talking.
Yeah, but that's I as from Wing Cipher, we give our condolences to all the families that are
Yes,
and
definitely.
definitely
There's
this
never
is
gonna be no repair for that, though. Think about it. The
no.
parents, they're always gonna just
Yeah.
think if you had a kid and you said no, and then your counterpart said yeah, and the kid went over there, something like that happened. You guys, you know what I mean? Things that's just like a child that might pass away or get in an accident with one parent. You go always get that blame. I've seen that with people I know that have a child that dies. So that a lot of times it messes up the marriage.
And a lot of times it messes up the parents in a sense that, well, I should have, maybe if I took them myself versus having them take a ride share or something or whatever, or letting a friend drive them, and they'll, and we all are guilty of doing that, of saying, well, wait, maybe we should have did it a different way. That wouldn't happen to this, and that's why they always say you should get some kind of therapy afterwards, talk it out with professionals. That's why a lot of time in the schools and stuff, whenever there's some kind of a shooting or people getting hurt, or or students involved in something tragic, they'll bring specialists in to talk to them, like grief counselors.
Shout out to my crazy baby mama. I told her I'm in church praying for her. She sends me this.
Oh boy.
Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. People do some sins, and then later on they be trying to play that Bible thumping game. So saith the shepherd, so saith the flock. Some say it is, some say it's not. Yes. Shout out to all the lovely baby mamas out there. Make sure you treat your baby daddies nice. Okay, don't be taking it out on the kids.
Well, Mother's Day is coming. Yay, it's coming.
Okay, a bunch of you mothers good. Get some roses. Yes. Yes. But I'm letting you ladies know, okay, we men, all right, gonna start stepping up. We need a men's day, we need a Father's Day, we need a men's appreciation day. Okay, that's 3 just to start. All right, and we want the same stuff y'all get and then some. Meaning we want a gift along with some flowers. We want our toes done. Oh yeah, we started that. Oh yeah, the eyes arch. I don't do my eyes, but I had some fucker tell me today I got arched eyebrows. I was like, God damn. They used to tease me about long eyelashes. Like damn, and that's kind of funny, bunny. And this is the dude that because I was defending family members of mine. Okay, that are gay, lesbian. So next thing you know, I get called homo. And me, those are fighting words where I'm from. Okay, you say anything, my brother's the same way. Shout out to Attica. Yeah, you say anything, you go like, damn, would you get your other life or something like that? I mean, that's like a trigger to him.
Yeah.
Me, I could joke about it because I'm the type where, hey, call me gay all you want, just don't complain when your girl comes home late. Ow.
Yes, your skin is thicker.
Oh yeah, she'll come back looking all different and shit. I walk around, do the nails and all that shit. I mind her forgetting it though. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, no, men
I
now are
took
doing
you up,
more grooming.
MFC. You
They,
know I know how
they,
to do the nails, right? Remember my
yeah,
cosmetology
men,
license? Yeah, them girls
yeah.
are using me. What they call
But
that
then
when you
also
put that stuff
they
on your
also
nail? What do they call that? That
what
stuff
when you
that
have the
you
fake
make the nail.
the
No, not the
yeah
fake. It's
the
glue
acrylic,
on. Acrylic,
the nail
yes.
polish. They have the
Yeah.
acrylic, the nail polish. You
Man,
know,
them girls were using me, MFC. When I was in school, them girls was because they was giving me all the hard stuff. Because you girls are, you know, hard workers. So anyway, so I was doing all them nails, and I never could get that acrylic. And man, poor ladies, they would come in, and I know it looks jacked up. I mean, they be like, no, don't worry, it's okay. I'm like, oh yeah, I was jacking some ladies up. But
but you did
hey,
the hair really nice though.
no, the hair I want, but same thing with that. And it's crazy because remember it's predominantly white. So the black clients that did come in, they would give to me.
Right.
Okay. I never did my sister's hair. I don't know about no damn what they call relaxer. Okay, I
Yeah.
burnt some damn lady's side of her because I didn't put the cream, that you're supposed to put like lotion on. I mean
Yeah, like the
Vaseline.
Vaseline. Yeah.
Yeah. No, but the same thing with white people as well. When they do that bleach, oh yeah, you gotta get that scalp. You burn
No,
the
that's
crap.
true.
Like,
That's
you
true.
put that 30-40 developer on. What?
Yeah, and
So
that's
yeah,
what a
it's
lot of people
trial
they
and
don't
error.
know. Like you said, the different texture of hair, you can't leave it on as long with
And you ladies
yeah.
be lying, okay? Getting perms and relaxers, having color in your hair, lying. No, I ain't got that. This is my natural. Yeah. And then when you put color over the color, the process is different,
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
So it's
True.
a lot of people are getting perms again. I'm noticing a lot of guys getting perms. I'm like, what the hell? Yeah.
Hmm.
Make the hair curly. But what's going on in New York, MFC?
That's kind of
Jordan Neely. You heard about Jordan Neely?
yeah. That
Of
that
course, you
that
never
was
hear about that. This is
yeah.
oh,
That
they
was
got
a sad.
okay. They identified. Let me get into this. Then we're gonna talk about this because that case right there is
Yeah.
disturbing. The 24-year-old rider allegedly holding Jordan Neely in a chokehold has now been identified as Daniel J. Penny. In a statement given to NBC News tonight, Penny's attorneys say he is a college student and a Marine veteran. His lawyers also say, quote, Daniel never intended to harm Mr. Neely and could not have foreseen his untimely death. Penny is yet to be charged with any crimes. Of course, we will continue to monitor this story for more developments.
Wow. That is not nice. You seen the way? So I didn't even notice that part. He was trying to move that other arm. Basically, he's basically trying to tap out. Like say somebody choking you, like, hey, I can't
Right.
breathe. You couldn't even tell because remember, one guy had this arm, one guy had this
Yeah.
arm.
Yeah.
And I've been
No,
arguing with people since that happened, MFC. I can't believe it.
well,
And
see, the chokehold, at least, I believe in most states, but I only can speak for New York where I come from. But that the chokehold is an illegal. The police department cannot use that anymore. For
yeah,
like that's like a good 15, 20 years, the chokehold is deemed illegal.
yeah.
But he's military. But at the same, it's this is going to be a big case, going
So
forward,
do you
as you
think he's gonna
see.
get arrested?
Yes, and the reason I say that is because there's so much public outcry, and and then again, he this Jordan Neely, he had a story behind him, so that's also, he was someone popular for years performing on the train as and on the train stations, on the platforms and stuff as a Michael
Personally.
Jackson impersonator, right?
Mhm.
And then he also at 14 years old he had to deal with the fact that his mother was strangled and killed by her ex-boyfriend. Okay, and the body was then stuffed in a suitcase and then left on a highway to be
What?
found. Okay, so I mean, so this is tragic for him, and also, and so it's been pretty rough, So again, and he's been homeless for a long time. They bring up that he's had charges and stuff, but his charges basically is like fare evasion, and bothering other people on the train, but it hasn't been like weapons and it hasn't been crimes where he went to jail for robbing a bank or, things like that. It's been
Yeah,
more,
but
more
even
or
if
less.
he did, we can't not start with the vigilante stuff.
Yeah.
That's what it is, basically.
Yeah.
If I do a crime and you're bringing up my past to show that I should have been murdered for this crime, that's not right, because you're not the judge and jury. Two, for that crime, it's not even close to the electric chair.
Yeah. And he has a long-term record of mental illness.
No, yeah, and
Okay,
that
so
as well.
yeah. So
I grew up
the
with a
sad
list
thing
of
is,
friends that had mental illness, brothers or sisters.
yeah,
Numerous instances where the cops came, they wasn't killed, they would take it to the hospital, they would give it meds if that was the
yep,
case, and then now it's like you can't get them, and it's not like you can't, because I'm seeing multiple videos of people with mental outbursts, and they're not murdered, they're not in this.
yeah.
This and see, I
Well, the
don't.
chokehold alone, I know for Daniel J. Perry, okay, Penny, okay, he's military, he's a Marine, so he's taught, being in the military, you're taught combat, but
Yeah, but
again,
once those guys get both his
that's
arms, why isn't he not letting go?
right, but it shouldn't have been in the chokehold anyway from
No, you're
get-go.
right. You're right. He could have bear hugged him.
It's
You could bear hug somebody. You can't
right,
get
because
away
he
with
got him
that
from behind, so it could have been so many different things, and then you could see that the
Yeah, but
Neely he's a thinner guy. He's not like your 300-pound
look at
person.
his arms. He ain't got
Yeah,
nothing there.
yeah,
But see, and this is the thing that irks me with this case, MFC. Just charge him at least, and let's take it out in court at least.
Well, what they had to do, this is what they were claiming, is that they had to wait for the medical examiner to come back, and so his finding came back that it
homicide.
ruled homicide, definitely, for compression to the neck.
Yeah, but that was from the beginning. They came out with that right away. He ain't arrested yet. But this is the thing, and I don't want to always bring race to it, but race is definitely an option. Let's say, okay, my black butt, was choking out a white guy who didn't hit anybody. I only could count 9 people, on that train. So it wasn't like the train was full, and you're playing Mr. Remember, it's not like he hit. I can see if he's even if he assaulted him, you don't murder somebody.
Yeah.
Or you face your day in court. The same way a person will be drunk and hit somebody by mistake and kill them. They get arrested. They got to go through the due process. That, not to mention, one more thing before I end it, they have to know, because it's evident when you have cases like this and people get away, you're gonna start seeing it more and more, like a Bernard Getz situation. That's that guy back in the days. He shot some people on the train.
Yes.
And if I'm correct, they didn't charge him right away, right?
Well, they didn't charge him right away at first, because of the fact that he had been robbed a few times himself on the train. He was, and but then they did charge him. But then again, like I said, he didn't. It was public outcry defending him. Because people would back then the trains were really rough at that time too. Then it calmed down, and then in the last few years, it's gotten more crazier. And then after COVID, it's just taken another, it's taken another form that every day people get on the train, they don't know if they're going to make it to their destination or make it home. And that's true. And every news thing that you look at, they always say things could get crazy, or as they call it, things could go south real quick on a train, very quick. And a lot of these trains, you can't move from one car to the other car. You got to wait till you get into the station. So whatever's going on in the car that you're in, you're kind of locked up in there. So it's
they don't like they used to.
Most of the trains now, they're doing it. And the reason they're doing that, because there's been so many issues where you've had young teenagers, early 20s and stuff that are going between the trains, and they've been falling down in between or going on top to ride the train. They're riding, like they call it surfing.
Oh yeah.
So it's you know, so now they're changing it to where the doors are normally locked. So if you want to get to another car, you got to wait till the car pulls in the station, and then you got to
Yeah.
hurry up and
Mhm.
then run to the next one before the doors close.
Oh, okay.
But you know, but again, you know, this is this is a case that's gonna, you know, as the more as it goes on, um, you know, he's already uh,
You
Penny
think,
already has his lawyers.
you think they're gonna make it like George Floyd?
I believe, yeah. Right now, there's a lot of uproar going on that they felt that when he was detained the first day, because this happened Monday, May 1st, okay, that they shouldn't have released him. But they basically said they released him because they were doing further investigation.
Okay,
You know?
now with the bodega worker. Remember that bodega worker recently? That the guy jumped over the counter and came on him. Remember they arrested him? Then they lowered his bail. I think his bail was like $500,000. You remember that case?
Right, right. That was that was in the summer.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they arrested him right away, correct?
They arrested, yes, they did. As a matter of fact,
Okay.
they did arrest him. He was on Rikers Island for
Gave him a $500,000 bill.
for 4 days, and then he was already, remember, he was stabbed at that thing. And so when they got him out of Rikers, he had an infection. They had to immediately take him to a hospital and get treated. That was, yeah, that
Okay,
was,
but what I'm bringing that up to
I know.
show that
Yep.
he was arrested on the spot. They had
Yes.
video of it and everything. They didn't wait for
Yes.
some autopsy and all of that.
No.
Okay, so you have
No.
total different treatment.
Yeah.
Okay, somewhat different cases, but once again, Jordan Neely, and I keep bringing it up, all he did was banter. Okay, which I've
Yeah.
seen my whole life riding
Yeah.
in the trains. Okay,
Yeah.
you would get people that would come in there talking about, you know, this is during the crack era, you know, how the house
Yeah.
burnt down, and some of them would come in there and just start acting wild. Or you have, like, I remember one day was a lady, she just came out of work, but she just bugged out, ripped off her jacket, took her purse, dumped it, and jumped off the train the next stop, left everything. So
Yeah.
you know what I mean? You see the,
Yeah.
and you know,
Yeah.
believe it or
You
not,
don't
I've
even know
listened
what you're
to
going to
this
see
that
when you get on the
crazy.
train. It's
You
true.
see people dancing, break dancing on the train. It's a
Yep.
whole list
They
of
still
things.
do that.
So my thing is, because I thought the way they describing at MFC, the whole train was packed. You had this guy come in, and you had to have this guy save the work, you know. And it was. I want you to count next time you see the footage
No,
of
no.
different.
Right.
And it was only
It wasn't a fully packed train.
nine
No.
people.
No.
Remember, it was the guy they choking out, the two guys holding him, the one guy, and there's 3 people standing up.
Yeah.
Really? You mean to tell me y'all couldn't have walked to that side? Now, say, as he's coming at you, of course, defend yourself.
Yeah.
And even that, you don't hold somebody. Come on, we all wrestled, especially men. Okay,
Yeah.
Marine guy is a point where somebody had him in the chokehold. He knows, okay, what it does, and we all know by the time
Right.
we're 15, you hold somebody like that long enough, they're gonna pass out.
Right.
And then after that, they definitely gonna die. Why? Because how long? You would
You're
notice.
cutting off the oxygen to the brain.
How long? Yeah, before you go brain dead. Well, how long is it? What?
I think it's
couple of
7,
minutes?
8 minutes.
Is it? Okay.
I think it's like 7 to 8 minutes. That's why they
Yeah.
always tell you to do CPR to give that person a chance.
Yeah, it's definitely, you know, a manslaughter type of case, because it's not like he went in the train and said, okay, I want to murder somebody today.
Right. It wasn't premeditated.
But
You know?
that's not civilian, okay, etiquette, as they would say, because here it is. I see a situation go wrong, and in fact, that happened to me here.
Yeah.
There's next to the shop I work at, there was this eye place, and I guess the guy went in and he just grabs a bunch of stuff. So I'm just there talking to another coworker, and the guy runs by, and I see when the lady came out the shop. So I started chasing him a little bit, right? And basically he ran to another vehicle that was waiting, and I guess the vehicle, it just kept going a little further up so he could get a head start on me. So anyway, he jumps in, leaves. By the time I come back, then the police came, and that's when the police said, he was just telling me and my coworker that was there, oh, if I would have hit him, I would have got an assault case. It's like, what the hell?
Yeah.
And this was just that. And the guy was
Yeah.
robbing something. So he was
Yeah.
doing an actual crime. I didn't know, okay, that yelling, okay, maybe if you're getting crazy, it's little kids, they might arrest you, you know, for disorderly conduct. And that's a lot, like you said, a lot of his charges were. So that's
Right.
where the mental problem comes in. And it's like just because
Right.
you're a 730, a bug out as they would call it, doesn't mean you deemed to get murdered. Doesn't mean,
Right.
and if that was the case, then it should be like the Wild Wild West. If I don't like the way
Yeah.
somebody's looking, I should be able to take them
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't like homeless anymore, so let me just start plugging homeless people. Oh,
Yeah.
I don't like illegals coming over here. They're messing up my, messing up my taxes. Let me just take them out. You can't do that. That's not
No.
right.
But the sad thing too, also in New York, and that's why this is like a keg, they call a keg of dynamite, as they call it.
Yeah.
This is going to be big because and there's so many advocates coming out, that this is a person that seriously fell through the cracks. He was someone that needed help, and and he didn't get help. He didn't get help. His
Yeah.
heart was
Now
destroyed.
his family's coming out. I really
Yeah.
hope it's not what
Yeah.
I think. But how some people get on drugs. Maybe maybe he burned some bridges. You don't know.
But again, it's like, so again, it's and that is true. That is a problem. Remember, we have 8 million people here in New York City. It's a lot of people. Okay. And as it is, police funding has been cut, so we have less cops than we had before. And so it's just like now they're trying to, because it's such a big, this is a really, really big issue of having mental illness here in New York City, that they're trying to now have, besides training with the cops at the same time, when there is an issue, they have someone that's either a psychiatrist, a psychologist, or something, that comes to the scenes, so they could de-escalate something, talk someone through whatever, if they're manic or having an episode. The sad part about it is, again, the city doesn't have so much money, so they don't have the and this is what advocates are pushing for. There's not enough people hired to do the job.
Hmm.
They have good ideas, don't get me wrong, they have really good ideas and everything else, but now you gotta have your players. If you like football, you gotta have your team players, and that's why you practice. There's a reason for that. You gotta have your strategies and things for this to work.
Uh-huh.
Because you never know who's having it. You could be a normal person, and then five things went crazy, and then it was just one last thing. You go to get the newspaper, and oh, you just missed it. 5 minutes ago, the person took a what, and now you're gonna go out and now you're gonna hurt people because
Oh, I see.
you couldn't
Yeah.
get the paper for that morning. And you're a normal person, never had no record, don't have no mental illness, but so we don't know. It's a case by case basis of how bad things could get. So just imagine that for the normal person. Now let's take it and switch it over to the person that does have mental illness.
Mhm.
Say they're not on it, they don't have medication, or they can't get help, or because that's the other thing too. A lot of these places, if you don't have insurance, it's supposed to be you covered, but so it's crazy. That's another thing too. So there's a lot of stuff that's happening, that that the people are falling through the cracks. I mean, at least I know, like I said, a lot of other big cities probably are having the same problems if they have the trains and stuff. But we have homeless people that have tents in the train stations and stuff
Huh?
like that. Okay, that's how bad the homeless problem is.
You talking about in the train station? They got damn tents.
Yes, they do. Yep. And the sad part
Not
about
on
it
the
is,
tracks though, right?
no, no, not on the tracks. But they do have people that live down below.
Yeah, yeah.
Those, but I'm talking about, this is now you see it more. Not only riding the trains back and forth, but it's gotten to the point where they have their tents and stuff.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, I mean, it's gotten that severe because unfortunately, the shelters, there's a waiting list.
Oh yeah, big
Okay,
time. Plus
remember,
I know they cut funding big time.
they cut
Big
funding,
time.
but at the same time, there's, because we have we're considered a haven city. Okay, a lot of the illegal immigrants are coming here, so
Mm-hmm.
that's why hotels are being changed into where they're having people go into the hotels and stuff like that. But right now, we're over. New York City itself is really overwhelmed. with this. So, and there's a lot of mental, so it's like I said, there's where are you going to put everybody? And then you got to have the doctors, you got to have the nurses. It's really, but like I said, I only could talk about New York. That's where I'm coming from. But I know that I hear these stories. I look at it different day to day, that all these other places, like Baltimore, you have Philadelphia. Philadelphia used to be quiet. It doesn't sound quiet anymore. But
Well, Philly? Oh, hell no.
yeah, but
Philly
Philly
been off
used to
the
be,
chain.
you know. So again, it's and it's again, it's like you don't know. That's why, like here, the atmosphere. Again, I'm only going to talk about New York, but the atmosphere here is people go out now in groups, or you got to go out during the daytime. It's almost like, oh my gosh, the sun is going down. You got to run home. You know, it's you got to go out in groups because you never know what's going to happen.
Because of crime?
Exactly, of course, a crime. You know, just for nothing. Person driving by starts shooting. They're either on a scooter, okay, or they come from behind and just hit you for no reason. It's not even like a robbery. It's just for nothing. They're pissed off with whatever, and you know, and you don't know, you know, and so that's why even now, like the stores, you see like Walmart and all these other places where they're going in and they're just taking stuff, and like and they look at you like, because the employees have been told, just let them take it. It's not risking your life, you know,
Mhm.
and stuff like that. We've never had it that bad like this. This is another level. That's why there's so many of these stores, they're closing down. They're closing down, and that's going to be a problem because now we're going to get your Drain Reed, your Walgreens, you know, your Rite Aids. They're losing so much right now. I forgot. I think it was a Target in one of these other states. They have everything behind cases. So even if you want to get soap or you want to get toothpaste, everything's locked behind there.
And you can't fully blame them.
You
And this is
can't,
this
right?
is this goes to the argument which I've been having for a while now with these conservatives. Okay, when they're calling us animals, thugs, and you know what those trigger words are.
Yeah.
Okay, and we're falling right into it, and I get it. This is what people know. They don't know any better, as they say, but
Yeah.
they know better.
Yeah.
If you knew better, you do better.
Yeah.
They'll,
And that's why
they'll, know,
now,
they'll know
even
better when they get caught up in the system. Because once you're in that system, it's very hard to get out.
that's true.
If you can even get out.
That's true.
Okay. A
And
lot of
now,
these
even
guys,
now, what they call the food pantries. Before, it used to be food pantries for like people that were either in shelters and things like that. You
yeah.
have people that work 9 to 5 every day going to food pantries
Oh yeah.
because that's how bad things have gotten regarding the cost of food.
Mm-hmm. Hey, don't be. Well, not the food pantries, but they have the what's that? What they do with the vegetables? They have like once a month, twice a month. I went a couple of
Once,
times.
well, what they do is in a lot of places, they'll have like a certain day of the week that they'll come during, say, from May, at least here in New York, from May until November,
Uh-huh.
and they'll have the markets, they call it, and
The
where you
market,
could
yep.
go and you could get your fruit or your vegetables and
And
your
it's cheaper.
ciders and
The
pies,
one,
and it's cheaper and it's healthier, okay?
right?
Um, because it's all homegrown on their
Oh,
lands and things like that. It's not processed from another country. It's built like for here in New York. It's either coming from Pennsylvania or upstate, and the stuff tastes entirely different. But again, you
mhm.
got to have the money to buy it. But it is cheaper. It is cheaper, and people do that. But if you're working a 9 to 5, you're not able to go to those places
No,
because
yeah.
they're only on
They
certain
usually
days. They
come in
only do like,
or they have them here on Saturdays, early in the morning. Usually, I'm
oh,
working.
that's good. Yeah, because there are a few places in the Bronx that they do the weekend, but a lot of other places do it like a Tuesday or a Wednesday.
Hey, no
In the
shame in
middle
your
of the week.
game. Better go
Yeah,
get them vegetables, especially nowadays. Shoot,
yeah,
no shame in your game. Now
yeah,
they give a lot of nice stuff though. It's just not a big variety. Like they switch up every time they'll have different vegetables. But yeah, it's definitely gonna get crazier before it gets better, I think. And it's such a separation. Like So many
Yeah.
people have been talking about that Jordan Neely case MFC, and they all keep bringing up the fact that he has a record, and and it's like you're not seeing it though. Then the humanity's lost. It's like what if that was a family member of yours? What if
Yeah.
that was a cousin, an uncle, a brother? Would you want him treated in that manner?
Yeah. That's true.
They can't be with
That's
you
true.
24/7. So, if I had a sister that zapped out, as they call it, that's what they call it, zapped out, meaning
Yeah.
you're in a place and next thing you know, you just go from 0 to 60 and it's like no
Yeah.
rhyme or reason to it. So he
Yeah.
zapped out, and that's obviously what he's been doing.
Yeah.
And to be treated like that, no,
Yeah.
that's
And it's a
beyond.
shame. Yeah, it's a shame that and something has to be done. Don't get me wrong. I know there's a lot of fear because that's the other thing that happens in the trains here. It's changed over like I said, the last 10 years. You now have groups like 4 to 6 people. They come in a train car, and then they're robbing you,
Yeah,
and
but
they're
that wasn't
attacking you and
happening.
stuff like
That
that.
wasn't happening.
That wasn't happening before. It
Okay.
happens now. So you have
No,
people.
I'm saying that wasn't happening in this instance. Remember, he just came in
No,
and
no, this
started.
wasn't. No, you're right. This wasn't
No,
happening
I
in this
get it.
instance. Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, it's like the thing that bothers me the most is the chokehold. I know, like I said again, I know military people, they're taught to
Subdue.
to subdue and to take the enemy out. But this is a civilian. This is a civilian. As I would say, this is a civilian situation. Where there's so much techniques that, like you said again, he could just like how you're wrestling and you hold the person
Bear
to the back.
hug. He could have
Yeah,
put
you
him
could
in
have
the
did a bear
bear.
hug.
That guy was
You know.
Michael Jackson skinny. You don't see his little
Yeah.
skinny arms.
Yeah. You
Come
can see.
on, you didn't have to do that. You could have
Yeah.
you could have grabbed one of his arms, put it behind his back, and still
Yeah.
choked him up. Like, come on,
Yeah.
really? And then
But
once he seen the people assisting him, loosen up,
right.
and maybe just hold
Skinny,
him.
yeah, just say,
Not
just
choke
stay,
him, but just hold
just
him,
stay down.
like listen. Yeah, stay down.
True.
Now you move
Just
again,
stay
I'm gonna hit
down.
you. When he moves, you punch him. Then he's
Yeah.
not gonna move no more. Trust me. And I'm not talking about
Yeah.
being dead. He knows, okay, this ain't a game. Let me, as
Yeah.
they say, smack you back to reality.
Yeah.
So he didn't
Yeah.
have
It's
a
just a
weapon.
shame. Yeah.
So
No.
that's the part that people are not, they're seeing it, but they're not seeing it because there's so much hate out there. And this is not just white people, MFC. This is a whole list of, you got Spanish and blacks that
Yeah.
that think they're not in that realm. It could just happen to anybody. Like you said,
That's true.
a straight person, you could be so stressed out to where something will take you there. That happened to me.
Yeah.
I was stressed out and somebody else does something that hits them triggers.
Yeah.
I of course I haven't got to that level.
Look at the road rage.
Exactly.
You're out there in Arizona. Look at the road rage. People get you beep the horn the wrong way. The person gets out the car and now shoots you in your car.
It's funny you bring that up. I know a guy out here, his girlfriend got killed like that. He blinked because they got a big thing out on the West Coast. It's all over, but really out on the West Coast, people don't like to get blinked on. Like, say you're not moving, you know how you even beeping the horn. Certain people, don't play that down this way.
Right.
Anyway, he blinked his lights on a car he wanted to get by. The car goes by. Next thing you know, he goes by and it just starts spraying him.
Yeah.
His girlfriend got killed in that manner.
Yeah.
Cool guy too. Shout out Ghost. But it can happen in a New York minute, as they say. So you gotta stay dangerous, as people say. They like to say nowadays. Stay dangerous.
Yeah.
But something like that, you can't really dial, to a T. That's why I said I don't think he's like my girlfriend was saying, he's gonna get a murder in that. That's manslaughter. And they'd be happy if he gets that, just because it wasn't premeditated, even though somewhat is, because with the experience he had being a Marine, because they do tactical stuff. So he should have known that, okay, if I hold this guy, not to mention it's common sense. Come on now. I mean, we all been underwater where you're holding your breath. We all know that, you could take but so much, remember he's not like he's 14 and 11. So he has some time behind him. But I hope they definitely take care of that case. Anyway, you want any shout out to MFC? We haven't heard any police or nothing in New York.
Well, I would just want to say to everyone, have a lovely, lovely, blessed weekend. Everyone be safe.
Cinco De Mayo.
Yes,
we are sipping
Cinco
up.
De Mayo. Oh yeah.
My butt is at home. Let me tell you something. Them po is out. On the West Coast, some popo is out on Cinco de Mayo. I blame it on all you Mexicanos. Yes. Latinos, okay? Latino Unido. They was calling me Puerto Rican.
This is important for everybody. But
everybody think I'm Puerto Rican. Puerto Rican. My name is
everybody does, you know, they celebrate. This is the time to have your drink.
Cinco de Mayo, yeah, have fun.
Yeah,
have
it's a
fun,
positive thing. And the food, you know, the restaurants have they have a special thing with that, which is cool, you know. And it's nice. It's Friday. It's Friday.
It's Friday. About to start my party on. All right. Have a good one. Enjoy, everybody. All right. When it's like love you, make sure you love your neighbor.
Please come
Get
back.
some flowers for your girls, fellas, for putting up with your corn stink toe butt. Okay. The crevices of your toes. She's washing your stink drawers, putting up with your butt. Yeah, definitely look out. And you ladies, definitely cook a meal for your man. And you know, don't act like you're doing something extra special.
Well, for Mother's Day, he should cook a meal for her.
Why you always got to come up with that? Remember, we're gonna have